Right, so over the last few weeks, we've had a plethora of reports regarding OLED coming to the iPad Pro, and of course, these reports have been confusing to say the least, since we've been led to believe that Mini LED is superior to OLED. And so why would Apple start using tech that's inferior on the iPad? Well guys, we finally have a clarification on Apple's plans and reasoning as to why they're giving us OLED on the iPad Pro, and so let's delve into it. But first, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just suck in. Right, so this report, as per usual, is from the elect, but unlike their previous reports, this goes into way more detail regarding Apple's plans. And that begins with the fact Apple's first OLED iPad is going to be launching in 2023 or 2024, and this is going to be the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Now this does make a ton of sense because, of course, with Mini LED we only saw it on the bigger size. No idea why, but I guess Apple wants to upsell you to the bigger size and also limit the demand of these new OLED panels by only giving it to one size initially, and then of course the smaller size gets a tech a little later. But number 2, display analyst Ross Young has said that we should see the first OLED iPad in 2024, so this lines up with the time frame the elect gives us in this report. But now let's get into the juicy part, and that is, why is Apple transitioning to OLED on the iPad? Well, the elect says that LG Display is developing these new displays that number 1 is going to come with the same LTPO tech we see on the iPhone 13 Pros. This allows for a wider range of refresh rates, which of course makes the display more efficient. But more importantly, the display is going to be 2 times brighter and also is going to have 4 times the lifespan of a regular LCD or Mini LED panel we have on the iPad today. Now that's absolutely insane, and it's very much appreciated since a lot of us use our iPads for many years. I mean, the iPad Air 2 from 2014 is still being supported, and so you can easily use a modern iPad for at least 5 years. Now some may wonder that this info seems a little familiar, and that's because this was, I think, briefly mentioned in the report regarding Apple cancelling their project with Samsung Display to produce OLED panels for the iPad Air 5. But back then, I was assuming these stats were compared to the iPad Air 4's mid-range LCD panel, but no, these are compared to the iPad Pros, and so I'm surprised these OLED panels are going to be a major improvement over LCD. And it seems all those reports regarding an OLED iPad Air 5 might have been mixing that up with the iPad Pro. But anyways, I do want to explain why I'm surprised by these stats. You see, the interwebs and my limited knowledge of displays have led me to believe that Mini LED is superior because, of course, unlike OLED, it has no risk of burn-in and can also get much brighter with these larger panels. But it seems LG Display is using some sort of magic with their OLED panels. Maybe they've incorporated the 2-stack structure displays we heard about, but anyways, somehow these magical OLED panels won't have the risk of burn-in and is also going to be very, very bright. And yeah, that's fantastic news. Although some of you guys may be wondering that if Apple's going to give us OLEDs very, very soon, why even bother with Mini LED? Why not skip this intermediate phase with Mini LED and go from LCD to OLED? Well, that's really the only thing that's holding me back about this report because, as I've said in the past, Apple rarely changes the display tech they use on their products, and so for them to go from Mini LED to OLED in the span of 1 or 2 years doesn't seem very likely. But as a rebuttal to that point, I could see Apple giving us Mini LED on the other iPads, so the iPad Air, the iPad Mini, and even maybe the budget iPad. And so that way the money and R&D Apple invested into Mini LED doesn't go to waste, and of course for those iPads, going from LCD to Mini LED is going to be a massive upgrade, and so having that as the standard panel on every iPad is going to be pretty nice. And of course it helps differentiate the Pro iPads from their regular counterparts. And so yes, I'm grateful this report has clarified on this very confusing matter, and of course I'm looking forward to seeing these new OLED panels on the iPad Pro. Anyways, tell me in the comments below, guys, would you upgrade your existing iPads for these new OLED displays? Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video in the link above on details regarding the M1X MacBook Pros. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.